When have you seen me the most vulnerable, and what did it teach you about loving me?
Well, we know what that's going to be, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, describe the moment you first realised I was truly in love with you.
I mean, day one.
Oh no, this is where you spill all the beans.
No, I think it probably was the first day that we met. I think it was our first date.
Wow, the train station.
Yeah, because we've been speaking for not long, like what, a week or so before we even met. And I was like, get me on that train. I want this one.
Well,
I'm going to go meet him.
Walking. I had that major operation.
You were recovering from a huge op.
Yeah.
You really should not have been out of your bed.
I know.
But
hobbled to the station.
And then seeing you
out.
For the first time, I was like, oh my gosh.
What did you always tell me about the hug, right?
Oh yeah, because I was really nervous. And then we had a hug and it just felt like, I don't know, you were so warm and welcoming, and it just felt like, oh yeah, this is right. I felt like I'd known you for a long time already, and I just felt right at home. But obviously I was still very nervous, and you were talking loads because you were nervous. And I went really quiet because I was nervous, which is so us. But I think it was that we got into a conversation and we just talked all night and couldn't stop. And then obviously had a first kiss.
Yeah, it took me hours.
Yeah. Well, one of us had to do it.
Well, you obviously weren't going to do it, were you?
Of course not. Are you joking?
That was actually, I think, torture. Like, I spent 5 hours not really being able to move anyway because I was still recovering. No. But I was like, how does everyone do this that first time? And it was so nerve-wracking because it felt like I obviously so badly wanted to do it.
Yeah.
I think I was like, honestly, like hot flushes. I was like, can you just take one for the team and do it?
There's a lot going on. I know. I should have. In hindsight, I should have. I'm really sorry. I let you down.
Well, I mean, I'm grateful for it now.
Yeah.
But no, that was a beautiful day. I mean, we've still got the recording of every conversation we had on the app, and like as well, like the way we met. Nothing against them, but I never use apps, and I was bedbound. I was a bit bored. Like, what was I meant to do for months?
Have a little swipe.
And then you came up, and I think the fact that I hope you don't mind me saying, but the fact that, you know, it said that you were bisexual, for me, being a trans man, for me personally, that I was like, oh, okay, like that may be better for me. I feel a bit safer, maybe approaching, not thinking you were going to swipe back, but you did. And then I was like, great. And then it's that first moment of like telling you I was trans, and I was, you know, that anticipating that reply of, oh no, what's she going to say?
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, from day dot, you were amazing, and you didn't make me feel any kind of weirds about it.
Yeah. Good. How have I changed you?
I mean, I'll try and make it short, really, I guess, because it's just positive. Again, patience. You're teaching me unintentionally how to be a bit more patient within myself, within a relationship sense. You've also taught me how to approach my family differently, and it's working. Inside myself, you have brought me so much happiness within me in regards, again, like being trans is so hard, and you've seen the pain in the world as well, like what's going on against the community and stuff. I think any partner of someone in the community, that's a hard thing to witness, and that fear of what's coming or what's not coming, and you make me feel so safe in that even if the world was against people like me or in my position, I'm going to be okay because I've got our bubble and I've got our home and family and I've got you. You've only changed me positively. You've helped me grow And I was quite stubborn in the fact that I don't think anyone could ever really necessarily affect me positively and help me change. I thought I always was so set in, I can only do this, I can only change myself, which I've done a lot of, but you're continuing to do that just by being you and loving me. How do our families affect our relationship? And how do you think I feel about it? That's such a good question.
Ooh, wow. Well, I think I obviously come from a very close family. We're very, we talk all the time. We're like, my siblings, we're like best mates, and really close with my parents. I mean, you love it. I think like you integrated into my family so well.
They had no choice.
Like straight away, they were just like, yeah, TJ, love him. But I know that your family structure is very different to mine. And your relationships with your family and my relationships with my family are quite different, which I think can be hard sometimes. I think maybe like you see how I am with my siblings and maybe think, oh, it would have been cool to, maybe experience that. And I think it can be hard on you sometimes.
Yeah, I'd say so. I think it's a beautiful thing though.
Yeah.
Like, I think being with your family and seeing how close you are, it's so alien. And I love, obviously, my parents, and we're now getting there. But, there was a big part where we weren't there. But I still see, like your family, and I'm just, that's so different. Like, it's alien to me, and it's beautiful. And I hope you don't mind me saying, like, when your dad, passed in December, like to see that united front. Yeah. Like that was like the hardest thing that we have gone through, that you have all gone through. But the fact that I still felt so part of it. I know I was there, right? I was there the whole time.
Of course, yeah.
But that's really what showed me family was, that you don't have to be, blood related to experience love. Yeah. And I know like my parents love me. It's just been different. It's been hard for all of us individually with all our struggles and, me transitioning and stuff like that, which it shouldn't be, right? But I don't blame them either. It's made me want to try and build it a bit stronger, at least. I know it's never going to be the same as yours, but it's made me see that maybe there's hope and maybe I can have something a bit more similar. But you've helped me do that, for sure.
When have you seen me the most vulnerable, and what did it teach you about loving me?
Well, we know what that's going to be, right?
Yeah.
You good to talk about it?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, when we found out about your dad, we had no one had any time to process that, right? Especially you and your family. And it was all, go, go, go. And obviously, in our relationship, that has been the most vulnerable of you and us and everyone involved, right? Yeah. But I was just amazed by how all of you, but specifically talking about you, how you managed day to day, how you can still be calm in the worst time of your life, and how lovable you still are, and you still received my love. But I just know you're just an extremely strong woman, and they say behind every man there's a great woman, right? So that was definitely, that's what taught me to love you. I love I love you so much for what you've gone through, not because of what it was, but you're definitely even more so the person that if something was to happen like that for me, I know that you'd get me through too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I love that.
What is one experience you wish we never had and why?
I mean, Let's skip it. I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. That's okay. Do you want to go?
Just a sec.
That's okay. You can cry. It's all right.
Oh, we got so far in.
But that's good. It's good. You let it out.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I thought I got away with that one.
No, it's good. You are a crier, and this is totally valid.
Ugh.
No, I'm holding it in a little bit, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, let's not do that.
No, that's okay. It's okay. Do you want to? I'll go next. I'll give you a moment. Yeah. You're still so pretty when you cry, though.
Stop it, you. What is one experience you can't wait for us to share and why?
I mean, apart from the obvious of getting married and having kids, which definitely is up there, and probably the one, but to maybe mix it up a bit. I'd love, as I said, we haven't had enough of a chance to do the things that I think most couples would do in their early years.
Yeah.
I'd love for us to have it doesn't have to be long-term traveling or anything. We can't do that. We have cat children. But I would love for us to be able to maybe have one really good big adventure before we do potentially look at starting a family, because that's going to take a long time, may be really difficult, may be easy. That's what I would really love for us to do. And if one day we do have a family, we'll tell our family friends we have something really fun to talk about. And I hear about, your mum talking about her and your dad and all of their adventures and stuff. And it made me think, I know we've now been on holiday, right? But so much has happened that it hasn't been right timing for a lot of things. It'd be good to have more of those things. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I totally agree with that. I hadn't seen it that way, but actually, I think we can go off and be free and be happy. That's the thing of letting the happiness in.
Yeah. Why am I in your life?
Because I'm blessed.
Right time, right place, maybe.
I think because we were both at a point where we were just so ready to experience this kind of love and connection. I think it was, we were both at the point of our lives where, it took us both quite by surprise when we found each other, but we welcomed it. We were both on the same page.
We did. We moved fast.
We did.
Thankfully, we did as well.
And I'm so glad. But I think, with like dating, meeting people, whatever, it's so easy and common to not be on the same page or, not be willing to build something or not feel ready. But I think we're in each other's lives now because we met the right person at the right time. And both have just welcomed each other and with open arms.
I'd like to say I manifested you, but that's fine. I think this is all down to me. But it did. I literally, you were everything that I internally manifested in someone, and it happened at the perfect time. And
it aligned.
I'm so thankful for it.
Me too.
If you enjoyed that conversation in the end, visit theskindeep.com/shop, where you'll find more of our products to create the space to explore the relationships that are most important to you.